Act 4 of The Crucible, pages 121 to 131. A cell in Salem jail that fall. At the back is a high barred window, near it a great heavy door. Along the walls are 2 benches. The place is in darkness, but for the moonlight seeping through the bars. It appears empty. Presently, footsteps are heard coming down a corridor beyond the wall. Keys rattle, and the door swings open. Marshal Herrick enters with a lantern. He is nearly drunk and heavy-footed. He goes to a bench and nudges a bundle of rags lying on it.
Sarah, wake up. Sarah Good.
Oh, Majesty, come to he's here. His Majesty is here.
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted now.
That don't look to me like His Majesty. Look to me like the Marshal.
Get along with you now. Clear this place.
He drinks, and Sarah Good comes and peers up into his face.
Oh, it is? Is it you, Marshal? I thought sure you be the devil coming for us. Could I have a sip of cider for me going away?
And where are you off to, Sarah?
We're going to Barbados. Soon the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Oh, a happy voyage to you.
A pair of bluebirds winging southernly. The 2 of us. Oh, it'd be a grand transformation, Marshal.
You'd best give me that or you'll never rise off the ground. Come along now.
I'll speak to him for you if you desires to come along, Marshal.
I'd not refuse it, Thibodeau. It's the proper morning to fly into hell.
Oh, dear. Oh, it be no hell in Barbados. Devil be pleasure man in Barbados. He'll be singing and dancing in Barbados. It's you folks, you rouse him up around here. It'd be too cold around here for the old boy. He frees his soul in Massachusetts. But in Barbados, he's just as sweet and... Ah, sir, that's him, Sarah.
I'm here, Majesty.
They hurriedly pick up the rags as Hopkins, a guard, enters. The deputy governor's arrived.
Come along, come along.
No, you're coming for me. I'm going home.
That's not Satan. Just a poor old cow with a hat full of milk. Come along now, out with you.
Take me home. Oh, sorry.
Take me home, devil. Take me home.
Tell him I'm going, Tituba. Now you tell him Sarah Good is going too.
In the corner outside, Tituba calls on.
Take me home, devil. Devil, take me home.
And Hopkins' voice orders her to move on. Herrick returns and begins to push old rags and straw into a corner. Hearing footsteps, he turns and enters Danforth and Judge Hathorne. They are in greatcoats and wear hats against the bitter cold. They are followed in by Cheever, who carries a dispatch case and a flat wooden box containing his writing materials.
Good morning, Excellency.
Where is Mr. Paris?
I'll fetch him.
Marshal, when did the Reverend Hale arrive?
It were toward midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes among them that will hang, sir, and he prays with them. He sits with Goody Nurse now, and Mr. Parrish is with them.
Indeed. That man has no authority to enter here. Marshal, why have you let him in?
Why, Mr. Parrish command me to, sir. I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It's a bitter night, and I have no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
I have only now cleared the people out for you.
Beware hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
He waits an instant for further orders, but Danforth, in dissatisfaction, turns his back on him, and Herrick goes out. There is a pause. Danforth stands in thought.
Let you question Hale, Excellency. I should not be surprised. He have been preaching in Andover lately.
Yeah, we'll come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. That's strange.
Excellency, I wonder if it'd be wise to let Mr. Paris so continuously with the prisoners. I think sometimes the man has a mad look these days.
Mad?
I met him yesterday coming out of his house, and I bid him good morning, and he wept and went his way. I think it is not well the village sees him so unsteady.
Perhaps he have some sorrow.
I think it be the cows, sir.
Cows?
There be so many cows wandering the high roads now their masters are in jails, and much disagreement who they will belong to now. I know Mr. Parrish be arguing with farmers all yesterday. There is a great contention, sir, about the cows. Contention make him weep, sir. It were always a man that weep for contention.
He turns, as do Hathorne and Danforth, hearing someone coming up the corridor. Danforth raises his head as Paris enters. He is gaunt, frightened, and sweating in his greatcoat.
Oh, good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hawthorne.
Reverend Hale, have no right to enter this.
Excellency, a moment.
Did you leave him alone with the prisoners?
What's his business here?
Excellency, hear me. It is a providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bids her confess?
Hear me. Rebecca have not given me a word this 3 months since she came. Now she sits with him and her sister and Martha Corey and 2 and 3 others, and he pleads with them, confess their crimes, save their lives.
Why, this is indeed a providence. And they soften? They soften?
Not yet, not yet. But I thought to summon you, sir, that we might think on whether it be not wise to... I had thought to put a question, sir, and I hope you will not.
Mr. Paris, be plain. What troubles you?
There is news, sir, that the court must reckon with. My niece, sir, my niece, I believe. She has vanished.
Vanished?
I had thought to advise you of it earlier this week, but
Why? How long is she gone?
this be the 3rd night. You see, sir, she told me she would stay a night with Mercy Lewis. And next day, when she does not return, I send to Mr. Lewis to inquire. Mercy told him she would sleep in my house for a night.
They are both gone?
They are, sir.
I will send a party for them. Where may they be?
Excellency, I think they be abroad on a ship. My daughter tells me how she heard them speaking of ships last week, and tonight I discover my strong box is broken into.
She robbed you?
31 pound is gone. I'm penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Excellency, it profit nothing you should blame me. I cannot think they would run off, except they fear to keep in Salem anymore. Mark it, sir, Abigail had close knowledge of the town, and since the news of Andover has broken here.
Andover has been remedied. The court returns there on Friday and will resume examinations.
I am sure of it, sir, but the rumor here speaks rebellion in Andover in it.
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I tell you what is said here, sir. Andover had thrown out the court, they say, and will have no part of witchcraft. There will be a faction here feeding on that news, and I tell you true, sir, I fear there will be riot here.
Riot? Why, at every execution I have seen naught but high satisfaction in the town.
Judge Hawthorne, it were another sort that hanged till now. Rebecca Nurse is no Bridget that lived 3 year with Bishop before she married him. John Proctor is not Isaac Ward that drank his family to ruin. I would to God it were not so, Excellency, but these people have great weight yet in the town. Let Rebecca stand upon the gibbet and send up the righteous prayer, and I fear she'll wake a vengeance on you.
Excellency, she is a condemned witch. The court have...
Pray you, how do you propose then?
Excellency, I would postpone these hangings for a time.
There will be no postponement.
Now, Mr. Hale's return, there is hope, I think, for if he bring even one of those to God, that confession surely damns the others in the public eye, and none may doubt more that they are all linked to hell. This way, unconfessed and claiming innocence, doubts are multiplied, many honest people will weep for them, and our good purpose is lost in their tears.
Give me the list.
Cheever opens the dispatch case, searches.
It cannot be forgot, sir, that when I summoned the congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, there were hardly 30 people come to hear it. That speak a disconnect, I think, and...
There will be no postponement.
Excellency!
Now, sir, which of these, in your opinion, may be brought to God? I will myself strive with him till dawn.
There is not sufficient time till dawn.
I shall do my utmost. Which of them do you have hope for?
Oh, Excellency, a dagger.
What do you say?
Tonight, when I opened my door to leave my house, a dagger clattered to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. There is danger for me. I dare not step outside at night.
Reverend Hale enters. They look at him for an instant in silence. He is steeped in sorrow, exhausted, and more direct than he ever was.
Accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We are glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You misunderstand, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
The sun will rise in a few minutes. Excellency, I must have more time.
Now hear me and beguile yourself no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed. The names of these 7 are given out, and the village expects to see them die in this morning. Postponement now speaks a floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon the guilt of them that died till now. When I speak God's law, I will not crack its voice with whimpering. If retaliation is your fear, know this. I should hang 10,000 that dared to rise against the law, and an ocean of salt tears could not melt the resolution of the statutes. Now draw yourself up like a man and help me, as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with them all, Mr. Hale?
All but Proctor. He is in the dungeon.
What? What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You'd not know he lived, except he would take food from time to time.
His wife must be well on with child now.
She is, sir.
What think you, Mr. Paris? You have closer knowledge of this man. Might her presence soften him?
It is possible, sir. Have you not laid eyes on her these 3 months? I should summon her.
Is he yet adamant? Has he struck at you again?
He cannot, sir. He is chained to the wall now.
Fetch Goody Proctor to me, then let you bring him up.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone a week and publish to the town that you are striving for their confessions, that speak mercy on your part, not faltering.
Mr. Hale, as God have not empowered me like Joshua to stop this sun from rising, so I cannot withhold from them the perfection of their judgment.
If you think God wills you to raise rebellion, Mr. Danforth, you are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken in the town?
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house. Abandoned cattle bellow on the high roads. The stink of rotting corpse hangs everywhere, and no man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. And you wonder yet if rebellion spoke? Better you should marvel how they do not burn your province.
Mr. Hale, have you preached in Andover this month?
Thank God they have no need of me in Andover.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is all simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians they should belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Yes. All right, tune in next time for the conclusion of Act 4.